Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Sex, Drugs, and Sound Bowls. I am your host, Jessie Siren. I am so excited to be here. This has been something that's been in the works, in my daydreams and my night dreams for years. And I had a good laugh just a week or so ago as I was doing my morning journaling with my husband, Matt. I was reflecting on how I've been waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect hair, the perfect mood, maybe my makeup's on, my teeth are brushed, I'm wearing the perfect outfit. I've been waiting for everything to be just so in order to show up authentically. And as I was saying it out loud, I giggled because I was like, isn't trying to micromanage and control every aspect of your being and the weather and your children the very antithesis of authenticity? So here I am on the couch. The kids have just gone to sleep. There's bound to be an interruption at some point, but I'm here for it. I was excited to share today about a journey that I went on. Thanks to Patrick, the shaman, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and I think he's calling it journeyary. And every day he has a different suggested journey you can go on to just explore what the year has in store for you and to connect with your guides. And so I started back at January 1st with journeying to the spirit of the year 2025 today. And even after years of journey work, both on medicine, off medicine, of exploring transpersonal states, of connecting to all kinds of different energies and spirits and expressions of self, I still, when I sit down to journey, I'm like, nothing's gonna come. I'm making all this up. I still go there. So stay tuned for the end of the episode, because if you're curious about journeying and you don't know where to start, I'll give you a few tips that can get you kicked off and going in the right direction. We sat down, Matt and I, we sat up, we rolled out of bed and sat up and closed our eyes and tuned into that inner space and just sat in silence for a while. And my meditation practice has evolved to kind of mirror what I have experienced in life to be true. The more I ignore my children when they have something important to tell me, the more intense, the tugging at my skirt or the chatter in my ear becomes, and until it's loud, until it's a full-blown tantrum. As it is, all of this is just a mirror, right? The external world is just a mirror of what's happening internally. And so, as it is with my children, so it is with my thoughts. If I ignore them and push them away, they just get louder and louder until there's a full-blown tantrum. So, I begin these meditations by just imagining myself this divine, compassionate mother. I open my arms and I say, come to me, my children. All my thoughts, come to me. All my parts, come to me. And I just imagine myself in the center, just acknowledging each one. Yes, yes. Oh, okay. You're feeling shame. Oh, you're feeling jealous. You're feeling not enoughness. Oh, you poor thing. And I hold them and I take them back into my heart space, and I let them know it's going to be okay and I've got it. And then hush. Then I can ask for that quiet. And I'm always surprised too. And we do our morning ritual varies depending on what we need, what's lighting us up. And so we've been doing breath work, we've been doing yoga, we've done, HIIT workouts, and we haven't sat in this quiet kind of masculine meditative practice together for a long time. And I was kind of nervous. I'm always a little agitated. There's so much there at the surface. I can't imagine diving in or going in. But as soon as I sat, as soon as I invited everything to come in, as soon as I asked for that quiet, I was like, oh my God, here I am again. Yes, yes. And I could have stayed there floating in outer space, inner space, the place where everything merges forever. After a time, I asked that the spirit of 2025 reveal itself to me. And as I'm asking this question, I'm like, oh, I gotta grab something. I have to bring an offering, a gift. So I look around as I'm whirring through space and time, and I grab onto a star and I stick it in my imaginal pocket. And then I wait, and nothing comes, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this journey work thing, I lost it. I can't do it this time. There's nothing's going to reveal itself to me. I'm making this all up. This is so silly. And then all of a sudden, a fluttering. And I see a little boy, and he's jumping and cartwheeling and showing off and flipping and bouncing all over the place. And I know immediately upon seeing him, I'm like, oh, the energy, the spirit of 2025 for me is playfulness. I'm like, okay, interesting. So as I'm witnessing this energy, this spirit of playfulness, I remember my gift. And I take this gift out and I hand it to this little boy. Thank you so much for revealing the spirit of 2025 to me. And this energy takes the gift, the star, turns into a seraphim, right? This wildly beautiful, luminous, angelic spirit. One great eye, wings all around, kind of fierce, but not intimidating in this context, and is just pouring out gratitude all over me. Like, thank you so much for this star. Thank you. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. You brought this for me. Thank you. And then the timer goes off. And Matt and I sit up and we go right into a journaling practice. And in this journaling practice, I like to explore tuning into whatever frequency, whatever energy it is I'm trying to connect with. And I journal back and forth as myself, and then channeling this energy, I journal as that energy. And so I'm going to share a little bit here right from my journal this morning. So it's going to be a little bit, it's raw, okay? This stuff comes out really fast. But I said, oh, and so I kind of go back into that liminal space to make sure I haven't missed anything. So I'm back in that room with that energy, that spirit, that energy. And I say, great spirit, reveal to me the energy or spirit of 2025 for me, and how I can weave it into my day-to-day in a way that blesses myself and everyone around me. Thank you. And right away, playfulness. I came to you as a joyful, playful spirit, a youth delighting in smiles, laughter, connection, play, movement, presence. And then I revealed myself after as a seraphim. Joy is everlasting and divine. Joy is not circumstantial and not dependent on anything. Joy is everlasting. When you tune into the frequency of joy and play, you are tuning into the frequency of the divine, of God. I said, yes, thank you. Now, how do I weave this knowing into my day-to-day? How do I make it a blessing? I don't know if you've ever tried to just like be more playful, but it's an edge for me. It's been a challenge, right? There's a lot of chaos in an 800 square foot house with 3 boys under the age of 10. I've got an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. There's a lot of noise, a lot of touch, a lot of puppy play. It can be hard to find my joy in those moments. So I'm inquiring, I'm asking, how do I take this knowledge and make it useful? Gratitude is the gateway. When you gifted me the star, how did I respond? And then I reflected just internally, like with waves of gratitude, an overwhelming wave of gratitude. And the spirit of 2025 says to me, how many stars have been gifted to you? How many mountains and sunrises and sunsets? How many breaths and beats and hugs and kisses? Gratitude is not contingent on, not dependent on anything. It's not circumstantial, and it's always available. It is the art of being with what is and appreciating the inherent blessing in all. It's appreciating the gift of life and all its lessons. When you tune into gratitude, more and more you will find yourself effortlessly living in joy. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, higher consciousness, higher self. Thank you, Patrick the Shaman. So I spent the day reflecting on just the energy of gratitude. And I'm so excited to kick this whole thing off just with an outpouring of gratitude. Like, how amazing that I, in the middle of this meadow with 3 sleeping children, can use a $10 Amazon light in a free phone I got from my brother-in-law who works for Xfinity. How can I take these things and then I can create something beautiful and useful to share with the world right from the comfort of my own couch. It's so incredible. So thank you for being here with me. And as I reflected on the energy of gratitude today, I really turned up the volume on appreciating how spectacular this energy is. Gratitude is a gateway to divinity. Gratitude is a gateway to true, authentic love. Gratitude as a gateway to joy. So I want to reflect a little bit here on the power, on the magnitude of gratitude, and how we can start to use it as a gateway, as a portal to greater experiences and embodiment of authentic love, of joy, of presence. Take love, for instance. Love is one of the most powerful emotions known to man, right? Love conquers all. And yet, love often seeks external validation. It seeks connection. It seeks expression by way of connecting outside of the self. Gratitude is inherently self-sufficient. Gratitude doesn't want. Gratitude doesn't need. Gratitude is simply appreciating what is. It is full acceptance of what is. And the energy of gratitude carries an ancient wisdom. Something we feel like a current running under everything. This knowing that every moment is an unfolding of grace. That every moment is happening for us and not to us. That the pain, that the love, that the hate and the hurt, that all of it is teaching us, is shaping us, is helping us along on the path we are meant to be on. It's helping us to train like you train for a marathon, to build the muscles we need to build the capacities we need to build the resilience, the values, the characteristics we would need to have in order to live here and now as the highest expressions of ourselves. I think if you never get to flex that muscle, then you never get to see how strong you are. You never get to build the strength and the resilience to lift that heavy thing. Life is like this current of energy that's always trying to move upward and upward. In our energetic systems, the ancient technologies called it things like prana or chi. And when this energy comes up against a blockage, it turns in on itself and it loops. And where it's looping is where you'll keep experiencing struggles, trials, teachable moments of the same sort again and again until you build the strength, the resilience, the wisdom you need in order to break through that stagnancy, that stuckness, and that current of life can keep moving more freely up and up and up until it hits another energetic stuck point and it'll turn in on itself and loop and loop. I picture like a crocus trying to break through the crust of the earth. And what it comes up against is too hard to break through, and so it turns back down, but it's building its strength, its resilience by coming up against this crust. And as the rain falls and the weather changes and the sun shines and the soil softens, right? As our emotions are released, as our consciousness lights up, as things begin to change, the soil softens, and that current, that upward current of the energy of life can start to break through. The crocus begins to bloom. As I promised, here at the end, I'll walk you through a little journey work. So if you've never done journey work before, my best advice is don't take it too seriously. Have fun. Neuroscience tells us today something that the ancient rishis and yogis and gurus knew thousands of years ago, that the mind doesn't know the difference between what is imagined and what is so. So let yourself kind of just float off on a little imaginal cloud. Activate now your powers of conception and imagination and let yourself have a little fun. Get yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, settle into your seat. With your eyes closed, you might notice the twitchings of the nervous system, your eyes fluttering, your ears picking up on every sound, your heart racing, a million thoughts rushing in. Open your imaginal arms wide and say, "Come here, come to me, my children." And imagine yourself as this golden, primordial, divine mother or father, just acknowledging each one and inviting them back into your heart space, reassuring them that you've got it. Everything will be okay. Hear them out. There are many different ways that we experience the journey. Some of us are seers and we see vivid, colored pictures in the mind. Some of us are feelers, we just feel the sensations of what is happening. Some of us are knowers, we just know. Tune into the frequency of how you experience the journey without trying to make it other than it is. And then ask for a moment of quiet. Okay, everybody, I need a moment. And in your heart, and tune into the frequency of generosity, of gratitude, and summon a gift. It can be a star. It can be Mount Everest itself. Something as simple and sweet as your wide open mind and heart, or a flower. Gather your gift, your gratitude, and then request wholeheartedly that the spirit of 2025 reveal itself to you now in signs, in symbols, in language that you easily understand. Repeat boldly in your mind, in your heart, or write out loud, "I am open to receive your wisdom and teaching." And then wait. And let those little children come, and those little thoughts will come that say, "This is stupid, this is crazy, it's not gonna work, nothing's happening, not for me, it happens for other people," but shh, 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 shh. And then whatever reveals itself to you, believe it. Believe yourself. So you can pause the podcast right here. And you can hang in this space as long as you like. But if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling irksome, if this is an edge and hanging here for a minute was enough for you for now, you can pick up a pen and a piece of paper or a journal. And without thinking, we're shutting off that masculine analytical side and we're tuning into the feminine, the energy of just receiving, of openness, of play, of imagination. And you're going to take your pen and you'll start to just write back and forth. "Dear Spirit of 2025, it is me checking in. Have I missed anything? Please let me know. What is the spirit of 2025 for me, and how can I weave it into my day-to-day in a way that blesses me and everyone around me?" And then without thinking, without pausing, just start writing. You could even start, I do this on my phone sometimes if I don't have paper, you can even type this out on your phone. And you'll just write. I do a little arrow to point out when spirit is channeled through my hand, through my pen. And you'll just start going, "Well, hello, I'm so glad you checked in." If you don't know what to say, just start with like something mundane. "Well, hello, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for reaching out." And then you could write that 3 or 4 times until something comes to you. Again, it'll come like an image. It'll come like a memory. It'll come like a feeling. It'll come as a line in a song. Like all of us experience this intuition in a very unique way. It's personal for us, right? Because the messaging is coming to and through you. So it is being filtered through the energetic system of your spirit, your mind, your heart, your body, and it's being shifted and transmuted into a language that you'll understand easily. It'll come to you, I promise. Just be earnest, be wide open, be playful, and believe yourself. Okay, Jessie Siren, signing out. Thank you for being here. Mwah. Remember, your healing, your journey, they matter more than you know. Every act of self-love, no matter how small, carries echoes, ripples, a vibration, a frequency of authenticity. Authenticity is the most powerful human emotion because it does not lie, because it comes from a place of gratitude, of generosity, of fullness. It is an energy that can't help but change everything and everyone it comes into contact with. Love yourself. Change the world. Don't forget to laugh along the way.